If we want to serve to all domains for some values of node_env and only to one domain for production, we can use a blurb like this, where we exclusively serve to localhost when node_env equals production and to all domains every other time. Just to make sure this is working, let's show what happens when we print that. So npm run start, we have our value being development, and when we set it to production, it says exclusively serves to localhost. But what happens when we want to set which domain that we're going to be serving to? We have to use an environment variable to set the value here. Instead of localhost, we can set it to another environment variable. In this case, I'm going to call it process.env.serverURL. But how can we set so many variables on the command line? It gets really long. I mean, yes, we can use the and character server URL, but this gets very difficult and confusing to use. So let's not do this. Instead, we're going to get our configuration from a file, and that file is usually called a .env file. So I just created a .env file. Notice that there's no extensions, there's nothing before the .env. That is the extension, it's a plain text file. And we can use this file to set the server URL value, server_URL equals, so let's keep it at localhost for now, and we'll change it in a little bit. In fact, to be more realistic, we'll make it a proper URL, port 3000. Unfortunately, Node can't access this file out of the box. We have to use an npm library, which is .env. The way to use it is to require .env, and then we use the configuration function, config. And so when we run that function, npm run start, you'll notice it says exclusively serves to localhost 3000. Great.